6.8 and kuram podi wamajagumo.
Good afternoon to you all. Een hele goedemiddag iedereen en welkom bij Let's Speak Dutch met Louisa. Well, welcome to Let's Speak Dutch with Louisa. Like we do every week, we learn some new things in Dutch, how to say it in Dutch. And like I said, at the end of every month, which is next week, we will do a test based on the things that we learn. So I hope that everyone has gotten their pen and their paper ready and have tuned into Let's Speak Dutch with Louisa at Word FM at Ghana today. To us live via www.ghanatoday.com, or if you have the tuning app on your phone, just download it and type in Ghana Today Radio. You can also watch us live on Facebook by going to Word FM at Ghana Today, or by watching us at Ghana Pages and Videos. You can watch us live via both pages. So very soon we're going to learn some things in Dutch. Last few weeks we've learned how to have a conversation with someone that you don't know, so an unknown person, how to have a conversation with that person. And this week, like I said last week, we're going to learn how to mention some objects. So some objects that we use in a daily life, we're going to learn how to mention them. Nogmaals een hele goede middag en welkom bij Let's Speak Dutch with Louisa. Let's Speak Dutch with Louisa at Word FM at Ghana Today. Vorige week hadden wij geleerd hoe je je voor moet stellen aan mensen. So last week we learned how to introduce yourself when you're having a conversation with someone that you don't know, and we also learned the kind of questions that you can ask to get to know someone better. So, for example, I'm going to repeat a little bit of what we've learned the past 3 weeks. For example, if you're having a conversation with someone, if you've just met someone, you greet the person based on the time of the day. So, for example, goedemorgen, which is in the morning, goedemorgen, goedemiddag, which is in the afternoon, goedenavond, which is in the evening. So depending on the time of the day, you say goedemorgen, goedemiddag, or goedenavond. And then if you want to ask the person how he or she is doing, you say hoe gaat het ermee? Hoe gaat het met jou? Hoe is het ermee? So there are 4 different ways to ask someone how he or she is doing. But, it all comes down to how are you doing. So you can choose hoe gaat het ermee? Hoe is het met jou? Hoe is het ermee? Or just simple hoe gaat het? But the one that we mostly use is hoe gaat het, which is also the simpler way. Hoe gaat het, which means how are you doing? And then you can reply by saying het gaat goed, which means you're doing well. Het gaat niet zo goed, which means you're not doing well at all. or het gaat wel, which means you're doing okay. So depending on how you feel, that is how you react to the question, how are you doing? Dus hoe gaat het? And then for example, het gaat goed, which is your reply. And then if you want to ask the person how he or she is also doing, you say en met jou, and you, en met jou. So goedemiddag, because we're doing this program in the afternoon. So I'll say goedemiddag, hoe gaat het ermee? Which means good afternoon, how are you doing? So you respond by saying, oh, het gaat goed, or het gaat wel, or het gaat niet zo goed, which means you're not doing well at all. So it depends on how you are feeling at that time of the day, or whatever mood that you are in at that moment. So if you want to ask someone what your name is, what is your name, then you ask, hoe heet jij? Hoe heet jij? What is your name? Hoe heet jij? So not the hate as in like you hate someone, but hoe heet jij? What is your name? Hoe heet jij? And you respond by saying, now in my case, ik heet Louisa. En jij? So ik heet Louisa. En jij? My name is Louisa. And you? So you ask the person what his or her name also is. And if the person didn't hear you well, they will say, pardon, wat zeg je? So pardon me, what did you say? So when they say pardon, wat zeg je? It means that they didn't really hear your question well. Pardon, wat zeg je? Which means they didn't really hear your question well. So with that, you then repeat what you said. So then you can say, ik ben Louisa, en jij. So I just repeated what I said based on the question that the person asked me. And that is, hoe heet jij? So what is your name? So we've had hoe gaat het met jou? Of hoe gaat het, which is how are you? Hoe heet jij? What is your name? And how to respond when it comes to how you are. It depends on your mood, how you are feeling. Then reply by saying het gaat goed, het gaat wel, or het gaat niet zo goed. So depending on the mood and how you are feeling, you can reply by saying you are well, you are not so well, and you are not well at all. That depends on how you are feeling at that time. You ask the person what his or her name is. Hoe heet jij? What is your name? Hoe heet jij? And with that, you reply by saying ik heet, or mijn naam is, or ik ben. So there are three different ways, which all means the same thing, that you can reply to the question hoe heet jij? Now, ik heet Louisa, or ik ben Louisa, or mijn naam is Louisa. So those are the three different ways that you can reply in. So when a conversation has ended and you want to say goodbye to the person, or maybe you're going to see the person on a particular day, or you're going to see the person soon, there are different ways that you can reply. So let's take the first two, just by saying goodbye to the person. You can say, now, dag or doei. Those are ways to say goodbye to someone. But if you know you're going to see the person again, then you say tot ziens, which means see you soon. Tot ziens, see you soon. But if you know that you're going to see the person on, for example, Monday, then you say tot maandag, which means see you on Monday. Tot maandag, see you on Monday. So it all depends on whether you know you're going to see the person again, which date you're going to see the person. But if you know that you're not going to see the person anytime soon, then just say doei or dag. Yes. So then you go on to ask the person, what country is he or she from? Uit welk land kom jij? What country are you from? Uit welk land kom jij? And with that, you reply by saying, in my case, ik kom uit Ghana. I come from Ghana. Ik kom uit Ghana. I come from Ghana. That is how you reply that question. And if you're from Morocco, for example, then you say ik kom uit Morocco. From Turkey, ik kom uit Turkije. From China, ik kom uit China. From China, ik kom uit China. So it all depends on what country you are coming from. Ik kom uit Togo, ik kom uit Nigeria, ik kom uit Guinea, ik kom uit Zuid-Afrika. So it all depends on what country you are coming from. So next thing that you'd want to know is what language the person speaks. What language do you speak? So you ask that by saying welk taal spreek jij? Welke taal spreek jij? Die taal is language. Taal means language. Welke taal spreek jij? Which language do you speak? So if the person speaks multiple languages and you know that the person speaks multiple languages, you ask welke talen spreek jij? Welke talen spreek jij? So with the jij is more if you're talking to someone informally, so someone that you are familiar with, someone of your own age, someone that you know very well, you can just use the word jij. But if you want to be formal, or if it's someone who is older than you and you want to give the person respect, then you say u. So jij is when you're speaking to someone your own age, someone that you know very well, or someone that you're very close with. So in an informal conversation, you say jij. And in a more formal conversation, or someone that you know well, someone that you want to give respect to, then you say u. Dus welke taal spreekt u? Or welke taal spreek jij? So welke taal spreekt u? Or welke taal spreek jij? Depending on who you're having that conversation with. Or welke talen spreekt u? En welke talen spreek jij? If the person speaks multiple languages. And in my case that I speak multiple languages and someone asks me welke talen spreek jij, then I will say ik spreek Engels, ik spreek Nederlands en ik spreek Ghanese. So I speak English, I speak Dutch, and I speak Ghanaian or Twi. Sometimes if you say Twi, the person might not know which language you're referring to. So if you say Ghanaian, it's more general to say it like that. So if you speak only one language, then you say, for example, ik spreek Nederlands. So which means you only speak Dutch. So welke taal spreek jij en welke talen spreek jij? Uit welk land kom jij vandaan? Of waar kom jij vandaan? Which country are you from? Uit welk land kom jij vandaan? Or waar kom jij vandaan? And with that you reply by saying, ik kom uit, so I come from, and then so and so country, depending on the country where you are coming from. So you've asked the person how he or she is doing. You've asked the person's name. You've asked the country where he or she is coming from. You've also asked the person what language or languages he or she speaks. And then you go on to ask the person where he or she lives, which means in this country, where do you live? You've already asked which country he or she is coming from, but you want to know where he or she lives here in the Netherlands. With that, you ask by saying, waar woon jij? Waar woon jij? So wonen is live, to live. Waar woon jij? And that they can reply by saying, now, ik woon in Den Haag, ik woon in Rotterdam, ik woon in Amsterdam, ik woon in Zaandam, ik woon in Arnhem, Haarlem. It all depends on where in the Netherlands that they are living. Waar woon jij? Where do you live? Waar woon jij? Where do you live? That is the question that you ask. And then if you want to go more personal into the conversation, of course, asking someone where he or she lives is already personal. But if you want to know more details about the person's life, then you ask, ben jij getrouwd? Ben jij getrouwd? Which means, are you married? Ben jij getrouwd? And then you can say, ja, ik ben getrouwd. Or nee, ik ben niet getrouwd. Dus ja, ik ben getrouwd, which means yes, I am married. Or nee, ik ben niet getrouwd. Nee, or no, I am not married. Dus ben je getrouwd is are you married? So trouwen means to marry. Getrouwd means married, which is the getrouwd, yes, is married. En trouwen is to marry. Dus ben jij getrouwd? When someone asks you ben je getrouwd, it means are you married? And with that you can say ja or nee. So you can just simply say ja or nee, which is both correct. But you can say ja, ik ben getrouwd, which means I am married. Or nee, ik ben niet getrouwd. I am not married. You go on by asking how many kids the person have. Like I already explained, this is more or less a conversation that you have with someone that you don't know, because someone that you do know, you already know whether the person is married or not, whether the person already has kids, and where the person lives, and so forth and so forth. This is more a conversation that you have with someone that you are not familiar with and you're trying to get to know better. So you ask, ben jij getrouwd? Are you married? Ben jij getrouwd? Are you married? And then the next question is, heb jij kinderen? Heb jij kinderen? Which is, do you have kids? Do you have kids? Oma. Heb jij kinderen? Or heeft u kinderen? Heb jij kinderen? Heeft u kinderen? Ben jij getrouwd? Bent u getrouwd? Ben jij getrouwd? Bent u getrouwd? So, like I said, the jij and the u, the formal and the informal way. Dus heb jij kinderen or heeft u kinderen? And with that you can say ja, ik heb kinderen, or nee, ik heb geen kinderen. Ja, ik heb kinderen, or nee, ik heb geen kinderen. So yes, I do have kids, or no, I don't have kids. So nee is no, ja is yes, which is, I think, very simple and easy to know. So ja is yes en nee is no. So ja, ik heb kinderen, of nee, ik heb geen kinderen. Yes, I have kids, or no, I don't have kids. So once a person says that he or she doesn't have kids, well, the conversation stops a bit there when it comes to the children's part. When the person says, yes, I do have kids, you can continue by asking, hoeveel kinderen heb jij? Hoeveel kinderen heb jij? Or hoeveel kinderen heeft u? Dus hoeveel kinderen heb jij? Or hoeveel kinderen heeft u? Which means, how many kids do you have? But then, like I said, the jij and the u, the formal and the informal way. Dus hoeveel kinderen heb jij? Or hoeveel kinderen heeft u? And that you can reply by saying, now, ik heb één kind, which means I have one child. Dus één kind is one child. Or, ik heb twee kinderen. Ik heb twee kinderen. So when you have two or more kids or children, you say kinderen. And one is kind. Dus ik heb één kind. Ik heb twee kinderen. Ik heb drie kinderen. Ik heb vier kinderen. Depends on the amount of kids you have, the amount of children you have. Dus één kind, twee kinderen en drie kinderen. By the way, if you're listening to us right now and you have a question in the meantime, you can just call us to ask, and you can call us on 0031 7073 70507 0031 7073 70507. You can call us on that number to ask any question that you have concerning today's program. Dus ik heb één kind, or ik heb twee kinderen, depending on the amount of kids that you have. You can answer that. So you can then go on by specifying the gender of your children. So let's say ik heb één jongen en één meisje, which means I have one boy and one girl. Ik heb één jongen en één meisje, which means I have one boy and one girl. So if you want to specify the gender of your children, you can say ik heb één jongen en één meisje. I have one boy and one girl. Or ik heb één zoon en één dochter. So a zoon is a son and a dochter is a daughter. Een zoon is a son and a dochter is a daughter. So a jongen en een meisje is a boy and a girl. Een zoon en een dochter is a son and a daughter. A son and a daughter. So that is how you can specify the gender of your child. You can also go on by asking the person how long he or she has been in the Netherlands. How long he or she has been in the Netherlands. And that you can ask by saying, hoe lang ben jij in Nederland? Hoe lang ben jij in Nederland? Or hoe lang bent u in Nederland? Dus hoe lang ben jij in Nederland? Or hoe lang bent u in Nederland? Hoe lang ben jij in Nederland? Or hoe lang bent u in Nederland? So how long have you been in the Netherlands? How long have you been in the Netherlands? So you have, if it's just a short period of time, then you use the word ik ben pas Ik ben pas, which means you've just recently been, which means it's a short period. So let's say we're talking about a day, a week, or a month. Then you say ik ben pas in Nederland. So let's say, for example, I have only been in the Netherlands for 2 weeks. Then I say ik ben pas 2 weken in Nederland. I've only been here for 2 weeks. Ik ben pas 2 weken in Nederland. But if I've been here for over a year, so let's say for 3-4 years, then I can say ik ben al 3 jaar of 4 jaar in Nederland. Dus ik ben al 3 jaar of 4 jaar in Nederland, which means I've already been here for 3 years or 4 years. So because years are a longer period of time, they say al. Ik ben al zo en zo jaren in Nederland. But if it's just a short period of time, they say ik ben pas zo en zo weken or a maand in Nederland. So ik ben pas is indicating a short period of time, and ik ben al indicates a long period of time. Dus hoe lang ben jij in Nederland? Ik ben al 4 jaar in Nederland. Or ik ben pas 2 weken in Nederland, depending on how long you've been in the Netherlands for. Last week too, we also learned the days of the week and the months of the year. So let's repeat that real quick, and then we will learn something new today. Today we're going to learn about everyday objects. Unfortunately, I don't have the objects here with me, else I would have just been showing the people who are live on Facebook what is. But I'll say it in English, and then I know that you definitely know what it is, because stuff like plates and cutleries and stuff like that, we can't really bring it to the studio here. So let's just do it with the words for today. Well, like I said, we are going to mention the days of the week. So Sunday is zondag. Sunday is zondag. Monday is maandag. Tuesday is dinsdag. Wednesday is woensdag. Thursday is donderdag. Friday is vrijdag. And then Saturday again is zaterdag. Dus zondag, maandag, dinsdag, woensdag, donderdag, vrijdag en zaterdag. Zaterdag, vrijdag, donderdag, woensdag, dinsdag, maandag, zondag. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Zondag, maandag, dinsdag, woensdag, donderdag, vrijdag en zaterdag. So those are the days of the week. And then we go on to the months of the year. Je hebt januari, februari, maart, april, mei, juni, juli, augustus, september, oktober, november en december. Dus nog een keer: januari, februari, maart, april, mei, juni, juli, augustus, september, oktober, november en december, which is January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. As you can hear, the days of the month, it sounds very similar to the ones in English. So January is Januari, February is Februari, March is Maart, April is April, May is Mei, June is Juni, July is Juli, August is Augustus, September is September, October is October, November is November, December is December. So it's very similar to each other, so you can barely get that wrong. So those are all the things that we learned last week. Let's go on a short break, and then when we come back, we'll just repeat it very quick, and then we'll learn something new for today. Yes, nogmaals een hele goede middag iedereen en welkom bij Let's Speak Dutch met Louisa. Let's Speak Dutch met Louisa. We just went on a short break, but we are back. We are back every Saturday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. You can listen to us live via WedFM at Ghana Today. You can also watch us live on Facebook via WedFM at Ghana Today or also via Ghana Pictures and Videos, depending on where you are watching us from. Every week we learn something new about the Dutch language. We learn how to say things, we learn how to have conversations, and we learn how to say certain objects that we use in our daily life, which is what we're going to learn today. And at the end of every month, we're going to do a short examination on the things that we have learned so far. So please don't forget to get a pen and paper when you are watching this program, so you can write everything down, and then at the end of the month when we do the examination, you can just pass everything in flying colors and you can win a gift card too if you have the most questions correct. So make sure that every Saturday from 1 a.m. to 2 p.m. you tune in to Let's Speak Dutch with Louisa at WedFM at Ghana Today.com. So let's repeat real quick what we learned so far, and then we'll learn something new for today. So like I said, when you meet someone outside, someone that you don't know, this is the kind of conversation that you can have with the person. Ik ga het in Nederlands doen en dan ga ik het even heel rustig spreken, zodat iedereen mij goed kan verstaan. En als er iets is wat je niet begrijpt, so if there's something that you don't understand, please feel free to call us on 070 7370507 070 7370507. Feel free to call us and ask any question you wish to ask about the subjects that we are treating today and have been treating previously. So I'm going to have a little conversation with myself or with the audience today. So I hope that you all can follow. Goedemiddag. Goedemiddag. Hoe gaat het ermee? Ja, met mij gaat het goed. En met jou? Ja, met mij gaat het ook goed. Hoe heet jij? Ik heet Louisa. En jij? Nou, ik heet Abena. Hallo Abena. Aangenaam. Waar kom jij vandaan? Pardon, wat zeg jij? Waar kom jij vandaan? Oh, ik kom uit Ghana. En jij? Oh, ik kom uit Nederland. Oh, oké, dat is leuk. Welke taal spreek jij? Ik spreek Engels. En welke taal spreek jij? Ik spreek Engels en Nederlands. Oh, nou leuk, je spreekt meerdere talen. Ja, ik spreek meerdere talen. Klopt, ik spreek Nederlands en Engels. Waar woon jij? Ik woon in Den Haag. En jij? Ik woon in Amsterdam. Oké, nou dat is leuk. Jazeker. En hoe ga jij naar werk? Ik ga met de bus naar werk. Ik ga met de bus naar werk. En jij? Nou, ik ga met de tram. Oké, nou dat is leuk. Ben jij getrouwd, Abena? Ja, ik ben getrouwd. En jij? Nee, ik ben niet getrouwd. Heb jij kinderen, Louisa? Ja, Ik heb kinderen. En jij? Ja, ik heb ook kinderen. Hoeveel kinderen heb jij? Ik heb 2 kinderen. En jij? Nou, ik heb 3 kinderen. Ik heb 1 jongen en 1 meisje. Maar ik heb 2 jongens en 1 meisje. So depending on who is talking at that time. So ik heb 1 jongen en 1 meisje. Or ik heb 1 jongen en 2 meisjes. Or the amount of kids that you have. And then you continue by asking. I did most parts in Dutch, so I hope that everyone was able to follow. If not, you can just leave a comment in the Facebook session, then I can still translate it to English. Dus hoeveel kinderen heb jij? Nou, ik heb 2 kinderen en jij? Ik heb 3 kinderen. Hoe lang ben jij al in Nederland? Of hoe lang ben jij in Nederland? Oh, ik ben al 15 jaar in Nederland. Oh, ik ben pas 2 maanden in Nederland. Ik ben al 15 jaar in Nederland. Oh, ik ben pas 2 maanden in Nederland. And then you end the conversation by saying, nou, tot ziens, which means see you. Or, nou, tot maandag, hè? Which means see you on Monday, which means you know when you're going to see the person again. Or, doei, or dag. So, that's if you don't know when you're going to see the person again. And once again, the days of the week, I won't say it in English, so because by now you have to know what the English is. So I won't say it in English. I'll only say it in Dutch. So we start from zondag, maandag, dinsdag, woensdag, donderdag, vrijdag en zaterdag. So zondag, maandag, dinsdag, woensdag, donderdag en vrijdag. And then the months of the year: januari, februari, maart, april, mei, juni, juli, augustus, september, October, November, and December. So those are the months of the year. So we've learned everything, or we've repeated everything that we learned last week. Let's learn something new for this week. This week we're going to learn about objects in the living room. How do you mention objects in the living room? So every week we're going to try and learn about objects in different places of the house, but today we are taking the living room. So imagine your living room. What are some of the objects that are there? I'm just going to mention the basic objects that are in almost every living room. It can be that some things that I would mention will not be in your living room, but this is more or less the basic objects that are in a living room. A living room, you say in Dutch, is woonkamer. So de basisdingen die jij in jouw woonkamer hebt. So what are some of the basisdingen, the basic things that you have in your living room? First one is een bank, which is a sofa. Een bank. Akunya na international, akunya kese na international. A bank or a sofa, which is one of the things that most people have in their living room. You can also have a stool, which is a chair. So some people have sofas and chairs. There's a bank and a stool. These are objects that you have in your living room. You also have a salon tafel, or just a tafel, which is a table, which is the small center tables. So the center tables are called salon tafels. And then you have your tv or televisie, which is television. TV or televisie, which is television. Sometimes you can have a tapijt or a vloerkleed, which is a carpet. So the little carpets that you mostly have your center table on, die zijn tapijt or a tafelkleed. Een vloerkleed. Vloerkleed or tapijt. Vloerkleed or tapijt. And then you also have, like I said, the televisie, which is the television. Sometimes too, in the living room, you can have a little dining corner, and then you have an eettafel and an eetstoel. So eettafel is a dining table, and an eetstoel is the dining chair. Eettafel is the dining table, and the 8th stool is dining chair. Some people too have an boekenkast in their living room. A boekenkast in their living room, which is a bookshelf, which is those cabinets where they store all the books in. Dat is een boekenkast. Een boekenkast. So if you want to go somewhere and buy one, you ask for een boekenkast. So in the boekenkast, you can put boeken, which are books. You can also put nice bloemen, which are flowers, or plantjes, which are plants. So it all depends on how you want to decorate your boekenkast. I know so back in the days they only used to put books in boekenkast, but nowadays they put a lot of nice items in their boekenkast, including books as well. So what are some of the other things that people have in their living room? With the TV comes an afstandsbediening. Afstandsbediening is simply a remote control. So the one thing that most African parents fight their kids over is the remote control. So remote control is afstandsbediening. So controlling from a distance. Literally, that's what it means. Afstandsbediening, remote control. Afstandsbediening is remote control. So those are some of the things that you have in the living room. And what else do you have in the living room? Some people like to decorate their dining table. So with their plates and cutleries and glasses and stuff like that. So a plate is on board. So you have a platter board, which is the flat ones. You have a deeper board, which is the oval ones, a bit deeper than the regular plates. And then you have the messe, fork, and lepels, which are the cutlery. So the knife is mes, the fork is just fork, and the lepel is the spoon. So you have cutleries, a mes, a fork, and a lepel. So a knife, a fork, and a spoon. So those are the cutleries that you have on the dining table. So it depends on whether you've decorated your dining table or not. And then you can have the glazen, which are the glasses. You can have that there too. So it depends on how you have decorated your dining table, whether you've decorated it or not. Like I said, dining table is 8 tafel and dining chairs are 8 stoelen. So if you want to go to, let's say, the Yisk or the Lane Bucker to order some dining chairs and dining tables to make your living room look amazing, then you say, ik wil graag 8 stoelen en een 8 tafel bestellen. And that's an 8 set, 8 kamer set, which means a dining room set. Mostly it comes as a set, the table and the chairs. So it depends on how you want to buy it, whether you want to buy it separate or together. So 8 tafel or 8 stoelen or 8 kamer set, depending on whether you want to buy it together. So like I said, in a simple living room, you have the bank, which is a sofa, you have a stool, which is a chair, you have the salon tafel, the center table, you have a vloerkleed or een tapijt, which is a carpet, you have a televisie, which is a TV, you have a boekenkast, which is a bookshelf where you store all your books, and then you can have as decoration plantjes, some plants, wat vazen, some vase met bloemen, with flowers, and also some other decorative items, dus decoratie accessoires. So decoratie accessoires, you can have some decorative items there as well. And then the afstandsbediening, that is the remote control. One of the important things in especially Ghanaian homes, remote control, afstandsbediening. So on the dining table too, you can have some cute cutleries and plates set up as decoration. The plates are borden. So borden, you have the platte borden, which are the flat ones, and you have the deepen borden, to the deep ones, mostly the ones that you use to eat, not the fufu and the bankus, but eat stuff where soup is involved. So you have the platte border and the diepe border. Je hebt ook de glazen, which are glasses. Glass that you drink from, so drinkglazen, which are drinking glasses. And you have the cutlery. So you have a mes, a fork, and a lepel. So a knife, a fork, and a spoon. A mes, a fork. Mes is knife, fork is fork, which sounds pretty similar to English. And a lepel is a spoon. So mes and lepel sounds very different. Mes is knife, fork is fork, and lepel is spoon. So those are some of the things that you use to set up your dining table, which can be parts of your living room. I think a lot of the houses they build nowadays, it's all built one. Kitchen and living room are in one. So mostly you have your dining table and your living room in one space. So we're going to go on a short break, and then when we come back, we're going to repeat what we have learned today concerning items that you have in the living room, and we'll also learn about items that you have in the bedroom. So the living room and the bedroom is what we're going to learn about today. So don't go anywhere, stay tuned, let your radio stay here. And if you're watching us live on Facebook too, don't switch to a different page, let it remain here at Word FM at Ghana Today. Iedereen welkom terug bij Let's Speak Dutch with Louisa. Before the break, we were learning about some of the things that you have in your living/dining room. So we learned about een bank, een eetstoel, een eettafel, een televisie, een salontafel, een vloerkleed, de afstandsbediening, which is one of the essentials in the living room. De afstandsbediening, but also the boekenkast, de planten, de bloemen, and the boeken itself, so all the nice decorative things that you can put in your bookshelf. We learned about that as well. So like I said, after the break, we'll learn about the things that are in your bedroom. Yes, in your bedroom. So in a bedroom, you have a bed, and bed, which is, well, bed in English. So it's not that different from English. The Dutch word is not that different from English. And then on your bed, you have kussens, which are the pillows. Kussens are the pillows. And then the duvet you use to cover yourself are called lakens. Lakens. Yes, lakens are the duvet that you use to cover yourself. And in your bedroom as well, you can have a nice kleding kast, which is a wardrobe. And kleding kast is a wardrobe. Kleding kast is a wardrobe, and inside the kleding kast you can have your kleden or your kleren, which are your clothes, and your schoenen, which are your shoes. You can have other accessories too in your kleding kast, but mostly the main things are your kleren and your schoenen, which are your clothes and your shoes. Some people also have a spiegel in their bedroom. A spiegel is a mirror. A mirror. So some people too have a mirror in their bedroom. A spiegel is a mirror. So the main things that people have in the bedroom, because bedrooms are mostly very simple places. It's mostly not fully equipped like that, but you definitely need a bed, and cushions to lay your head on, and laken to cover yourself, and kleding kast to put your clothes in, the kleding, the clothes, and schoenen, which are shoes. If the other stuff, some people too have televisies in their bedroom, and a dressoir, a dresser, which is those small tables that have a mirror there where we women can do our makeup. Some people have that in their bedrooms as well. Some to have a bureau, which is a desk with a bureau stool, which is an office chair, and then a laptop of a computer. If you have a spacious bedroom, you can choose to have a small office part there as well. But it's not usual for everyone to have that, but some people do have a small office space in their bedroom as well. But the basic things in a bedroom are the bed, the cushions, the laken, the kleding kast, the schoenen, and the kleren, and in some cases een spiegel, een dressoir, een bureaustoel, and a laptop, depending on how you decorate your bedroom. So in both rooms, of course, if you have windows, you will have curtains as well. So curtains are gordijnen, that is how you call curtains, gordijnen. You also have lights. Yes, you need lights. You need the lights. Lights are lampen. So let's say the lampen are the outside of the light. So the bulb is called, it's a different name than the lights. So the lampen is where you put the bulb in. That is the lamp. So the light itself, that is saying the lampen. So that you have in almost every room in your house, because you need lights. Because here in the Netherlands, it doesn't stay bright outside throughout the whole day. So in the evening, you definitely need your own lights. And most cases too, people have a clock in their house. And clock, which is a clock. I know back in the days, almost everyone had that, but nowadays with the coming of mobile phones and all of that, not a lot of people have a clock in their house. But that's also very essential to look at time, not always looking on your phone, but just to look at time in the house. Dan heb je ook een klok. So you have the afstandsbediening, de televisie, de bank, de eettafel, de eetstoel, the borden, the bestek, which is the fork, mes, and lepel. So bestek is cutlery. You have all of that at your dining set. In your living room itself, you have the bank, the televisie, de salontafel, de vloerkleed, en je afstandsbediening, en ook een boekenkast. And then you move on to your bedroom. Then you have your bed, you have je kledingkast, je kussens, je laken, je kleren, en je schoenen. So depending on what you have in your wardrobe, but mostly the basics are clothes and shoes. Those are the basic things that you have in your wardrobe. So we've learned about the things that you have in your living room. We've learned about the things that you have in your bedroom. We can also learn about the things that you have in your kitchen. What are some of the essentials that you have in your kitchen? You have a gasfornuis, which is a gas cooker. So een gasfornuis is een gas cooker, or you have an electrisch fornuis, which is the electric cooker. Elektrisch fornuis, which is the electric cooker. So a gasfornuis or the electrisch fornuis. Gasfornuis of elektrisch fornuis, which is the cooker. And then you have een koelkast. Een koelkast, which is a refrigerator. Een koelkast is a refrigerator. Koelkast, koelkast. So when you translate it, it literally means cool. Hoe zeg je kast? Kast. I think a cool wardrobe, kind of. A koelkast is a refrigerator which you use to keep all your stuff cool. You also have the pannen and the potten, so the pans and pots. The pannen and the potten, those you use to cook food in your kitchen. The pannen and the potten, and then you also have drawers, so you have kastjes and ladders in your kitchen. Kastjes and ladders, which are like the small drawers where you can put your stuff in, like cutleries, but also your plates and stuff like that. So kastjes and latches or laden, those are where you store your stuff in the kitchen. So I think the two kitchen essentials are the gasfornuis or electric fornuis, depending on which one you have, and the koelkast, the refrigerator. Also the kast and the ladders, of course, where you also store your pannen and your potten. And those are also essentials, because without that you can't cook, you can't finish your meal. So we've learned about essentials in the living room, essentials in the bedroom, and also essentials in the kitchen. Those are what we have learned for today. So let's quickly sum up what we have learned for today, and then we try and close and come back again tomorrow. We're not going to go live. Like on Sunday, repeat what we have learned for the day. So let's quickly repeat what we've learned for today, and then if you have missed today's program, you can definitely watch us again tomorrow at the same time or slightly later than that, but then we'll repeat today's program as well. So what we learned today are essentials in the living room, essentials in the bedroom, and essentials in the kitchen. So some of the essentials in the living room are een bank, een stoel, een salontafel, televisie, een vloerkleed en de afstandsbediening. Dan heb je ook de gordijnen, de curtains en de lamp, which is the light. And they come to the dining area. Dan heb je de eetstoel, de eettafel, de borden, de messen, de fork and the lepels, or known as bestek, and the glazen. Those are the essentials for the dining room. They move to the bedroom, and there you have the bed, de kussens, de laken, de kledingkast, de kleren, de schoenen, de spiegel, soms ook een dressoir of een bureau, een bureaustoel en een laptop of een computer, depending on how spacious your bedroom is. And then let's move on to the kitchen, where you have the gasfornuis, de elektrisch fornuis, je koelkast, je potten en pannen, en dan heb je ook de laden and the latches. Next week I'll try and bring some of the essentials, so those that are watching us live on Facebook, we can just show it to them so they don't know exactly what I am talking about. So those are some of the things that we have learned for today. We also repeated what we have learned throughout the few weeks. Don't forget that next week is what we're going to have our exams. Next week we're going to have exams on everything that we've been learning so far. So make sure that you participate in next week exams. You can win a prize. You can win a gift card. Yes, you can win a gift card if you get most of the questions correct. If you're the one with the most questions correct, you can win a gift card from us. Yes, to make sure, say, no matter what, next week you will join in on the program. and join in on the questions, the quiz, and win amazing prizes. We're not doing this for ourselves, but we're also doing this for, or we're doing this for the community. Especially want to teach people to speak Dutch, because when you're in a country and you know how to speak the language, it's a lot easier for yourself to, it makes it easier for you to, go about in your everyday life. So this was Let's Speak Dutch with Louisa session 4, and then next week we will do a little exams to see if people have been writing down everything that we've been learning so far. Maybe if the lesson was a bit too fast for you, you can just go to Facebook and just go to Word FM at Ghana today. Just go to Word FM at Ghana today, and you can just repeat everything that we learned today, but also the weeks before that. You can just repeat everything that we've learned there. If maybe I'm going a bit too fast, you can then take your time and watch the program there at your own pace. I think that would be a lot better for everyone. So volgende week, nou morgen gaan jullie mij sowieso horen, maar volgende week zien jullie mij weer hier bij Let's Speak Dutch with Louisa at Word FM at Ghana Today. Nou, ik wens iedereen een hele fijne week en een hele mooie weekend toe. En ik zie jullie weer morgen en volgende week tijdens de quiz. Zorg ervoor dat je goed hebt opgelet, dat je alles hebt opgeschreven, dat je volgende week alles goed gaat hebben. Nou, doei!